A new royal has arrived in Toronto. For the first time since 2012, Medieval Times has unveiled a fresh new storyline, and this time, a woman is holding the reins. About time. Joining us now is Mallory Green, who portrays the Queen, who is now in charge and the sole ruler of the land. Welcome to What She Said. Must we bow?
Oh, no, not at all. Thank you.
I must say, even for a royal, I'm in total awe of the fact that you're wearing this very heavy...
Yes. Well, I am a queen, so...
You are a queen, certainly.
Yeah.
So in the show, we find out that the Queen, inherited the throne at the passing of her father, the previous king. So tell us more about that story.
Yeah, so the king has unfortunately passed away. So the queen has ascended to the throne, and we're holding a tournament to find a new champion for the realm.
A new champion, a knight.
Yeah, so one of the knights to beat out all the other knights and become the queen's new champion.
So what gave the company the idea to cast a matriarch? Were people asking for that?
Yeah, so it's a lot of feedback from our visitors. They wanted to see women featured more prominently. We had surveys and focus groups, and that's really what we got from them. So they decided to put a queen in charge instead of the king and just kind of shake things up a little bit.
So the Toronto-based castle will be the 7th Medieval Times in North American location to roll out this new show. What are some of the other major changes that were made?
So we have new costumes, of course, you can see by my dress. We have new choreography, new lighting, new music, lots of new stuff, but still the fan favorites like the eating with your hands, the jousting, all of that is still there. So just kind of adding some new elements while keeping the things that everybody loves.
Now, you must find this show physically exhausting, which I imagine almost everybody in the show, and you have 200 team members, 20 horses trained and... Is it exhausting?
It's a lot. One of the biggest changes for the queens is that we're now riding a horse in the show, which is a fantastic experience. It's been a lot of fun to learn how to ride a horse for this role. So that adds a little bit more physical work for us specifically. The knights, of course, are always doing the brunt of the physical work, and it's amazing to watch them do their jobs.
How long have you been with the show?
I've been with the show for 3 years.
For 3 years.
Yes.
So we were talking before you came about how difficult it must have been to be doing your regular show and then to be rehearsing for this one at the same time.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was a lot of fun, and everyone was just really excited to get the new show out there. So it was a little bit of a balancing act, but it's something that we're all very happy to be doing.
Well, that's going to be my new line.
What?
Oh, it was lots of fun and a balancing act. Instead of saying, I'm wiped.
Are you, when you're riding, are you wearing
I am wearing this, yeah. It's a very
side
new
saddle? Or
we're riding,
astride?
astride regular. It's obviously something completely new to me just to learn how to ride. So learning how to ride with the dress was a complete,
You're not a rider.
No.
You are.
They taught me at the castle, yeah.
So, because you received a diploma from Seneca for acting and voice.
Yes.
Born and raised in Peterborough.
Yes.
So how tell us about the casting process for getting the gig?
So 3 years ago, I came across a casting call for a princess. So I responded to that, and it was just really like any other casting call. I was given a script, and I learned a little monologue and auditioned. And then when the new show came up, I was lucky enough to be selected to continue on as the queen.
As the queen.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they don't within the company as it exists, they move around the roles. They didn't sort of go outside for new people?
No, we stayed mostly internal just because it worked out that everyone fit the new role. We did hire one new role externally, but this is a job that everyone really loves to do, so people don't leave it that often. So bringing in new people, it happens, but not very frequently.
So you've been trained, but what happens if you're sick, or what happens if you go on vacation? Is there
That's a great question.
understudy.
Yes. So there is actually 5 of us who play the role of the queen, especially this time of year when we have shows Tuesday through Sunday. That's a lot of shows for one person to do. So there's 5 of us who do this role, so we can kind of trade off and give everyone some time to enjoy being a queen.
What's your favorite part of doing it?
My favorite part is just being able to be a role model for all the women and young girls who come to the show. It's very inspiring to be able to play a woman who is strong and confident, but also fair and just.
Not so much like Game of Thrones.
No.
So what's it like to be making history, if you will, in terms of this medieval times?
I feel very honored to have this opportunity. Like I said, this is what our guests wanted. They wanted to see women featured more prominently, and I think that sells a lot. And I'm just honored to be able to do this.
The riding, was that hard for you to?
Yeah, it was something that I was very nervous about. I was very excited, but it's a big animal, and so it's a little nerve-wracking, but our horse trainers are very, very good at what they do, and I was put at ease very quickly, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Is there lots of jousting in this show? I love the jousting.
Yeah. So we still have all the jousting from previous shows, again, with new choreography for some of the fights, but there's definitely a lot of jousting, a lot of fights, a lot of action.
A lot of action.
And so you have to sit regally on your horse.
Yes, I do.
So from start to finish, because it has been a while since
Yeah.
my daughter's birthday party down there, how long, if people are going to come and experience it, how long? You arrive at what time? It's an evening show.
Yeah, so the doors open about an hour and 15 minutes before the show starts.
Because there's all that wonderful stuff to look at.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff to look at in our Hall of Arms. So they open about an hour and 15 minutes before the show. Called a table, so when you're brought in to your table in the arena is about 20 minutes before the show starts, and then the show is a full 2-hour tournament. And then after the show, we come out for autographs and photos, so there's another about 20 minutes there that guests can hang around and chat with us and take pictures and get their crown signed.
So what do people sort of typically ask you when they're trying to get an autograph and chatting after the show?
So this show just opened, so I don't have a lot from that, but I did have one woman who was about my age, so probably mid-20s, who came up to me shaking and laughing and crying, and it was a little bit of a bizarre experience to me, and she explained that they were just so happy to see a queen in charge, that she just couldn't contain herself, and that was a really great moment for me. I felt really, really happy to have that type of reaction from a person.
Now, we have tickets. We are actually giving away 2 family 4-packs of tickets, and they're right here.
Yes.
Right here. So in order to win them, you can head over to whatshesaidtalk.com and click on contest. But Mallory, where can people who aren't lucky enough to win one of these family 4-packs, where can they go to get tickets?
You can go to medievaltimes.com.
And /Toronto.
Yes.
Or there is actually a number, if you've got a pen handy, or this will be up on our site. The phone number is, I love this, you can remember this, 1-88-WE-JOUST. Which is actually 935-6878. But saying 1-88-WE-JOUST is just a whole lot more fun. And actually, it's funny that you're in today, because I recently cleaned out my furnace room in the basement, and one of the boxes of pictures I came up was my daughters at medieval times, and they had worn long velvet dresses to go down because it was the birthday party. So it's there, and the smile on their faces, and because the birthday person, if you go for a birthday, they are given a little crown, and there's extra special pictures, and there's all kinds of good stuff that you can do. So it's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming in and talk to us today. And I really think maybe we should see more of the dress. This is fabulous.
Absolutely.
She said